here to update you on Hurricane Matthew. But first, sadly, we have to talk about the death. I do not want to talk about death, as no one does, but hundreds and hundreds of people have died in Haiti, as we know, possibly even more in the coming days, as they find more dead bodies. It is extremely sad about how many people die in these hurricanes. It is extremely sad. One person died in Florida, I think, as we know by now. Local officials confirmed that the death of a 58-year-old in St. Lucie County woman who suffered cardiac arrest overnight. The woman made an emergency call at 1:20 a.m. Friday, but this came after operations were suspended because of that hurricane. She died because she had a cardiac arrest during the hurricane, and she could not go to a hospital. That is actually really unfortunate of the timing of that. If it was before, maybe she could have got help, or after. The identity of the woman has not been released. The Orlando Sentinel reported on Friday that a Volusia County woman was killed when a tree fell on her while feeding animals. So some deaths reported. This is actually extremely sad. I kind of know that when deaths are reported, because like people are going to stay in there. One wasn't really due to the hurricane because she had a cardiac arrest, but but people are going to die because they're going to stay in the house because they think they can handle the hurricane, but sadly, you're probably going to die. So, more than 1 million people without power because of the storm. So, that's not good either. It's extremely sad what's going on now in the wake of Hurricane Matthew. More information is going to come out of, sadly, the deaths as they discover more bodies. Here is a photo. Let me pull it up. Here's a photo of Hurricane Matthew. Well, the lights. This is on October 6th, and this is on October 7th. See the difference? The power went out, so there's less lights because the storm knocked out a lot of power. So, alright. Anyway, let's see what else is going on. Well, sadly, Mom, there will be more deaths because we're just finding out more about it, and the deaths will be more uncovered, so sadly there probably will be more. Anyway, Matthew is starting to be felt in Nassau County, and emergency officials are already... Okay. Here's a quote. I guess I'm going to continue with this. So what else is going on with Hurricane Matthew? It says the stream's back. Oh. So right now, YouTube just did a glitch or an error. It said I was offline for a little bit. It's a YouTube thing. So if I go offline for a few seconds for a little bit, just don't worry about it. Let me say this again, quote, "We were spared, but know what our neighbors up north are going through." Meaning, people up, I'm sure he's talking about northern Florida. Regaldo said, quote unquote, "Our special team of search and rescue of the City of Miami Fire Department has been activated by the President, and they will be helping our fellow Floridans and neighbors up north," end quote unquote. Here's another quote. Quote, this is about Palm Beach County in Florida. Quote, "For a Category 4 storm that was 40 miles off our coast, we were blessed," Jonathan said. So it wasn't as bad for them, apparently. So that's good for them. Yeah, so that's, why don't we talk about what's going on with the hurricane now? So, let me pull it up.
So one of the biggest impacts that Hurricane Matthew has had and is going to have over the next couple of days.
This is not the video. I'm trying to pull up the latest hurricane information. Here it is. Hurricane Matthew, 110 mile per hour winds at 6 o'clock. Latest advisory. Of course, the next one will be in every hour because the storm is bad, so they're updating every hour for now. It is 947 millibars. It is moving north at 12 miles per hour. I'm trying to get the track. I'm going to try to find the track for you where the hurricane's going, because that's one thing we're talking about. Where will the hurricane go? I'm asking your question very shortly, Mom, but not right now. But anyway. Hurricane warnings are up for Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. Of course, they are asking you to be evacuating. Some of you still have time in North Carolina, but most of you pretty much don't have time anymore. The storm has already happened, or it's pretty much ending soon, or it's going to be happening very shortly. So this is the radar. Alright, so at 6 o'clock, 110 mile per hour winds, 948 millibars, it's moving north at 12 miles per hour. It will not make land, it could still possibly make landfall, but it will stay extremely close to the coast. It is 40 miles east of Jacksonville Beach, Florida. Estimated rainfall, a lot, of course. This is what I really want to talk about right now at this moment, is the path of this storm. It will hug the coast, and then it will turn away and it will head back down to the Bahamas. So the Bahamas is going to get a second hit by this storm. But thankfully, by the time it gets to the Bahamas, it will be next week, but it will not be a hurricane. It could be a weak tropical storm or a pretty decent tropical depression. So it won't be very strong by the time it hits the Bahamas again, thankfully. It will weaken. Storm surge. A lot of storm surge, so for people along this coast, it's not very good. Even parts of North Carolina will be hit pretty hard by this system. But they have been making more of a deal about in Florida, parts of Georgia, and South Carolina, but North Carolina will get hit too. They're really making more of a big deal for those states besides North Carolina. You can see why, though. They might be getting the worst of it, though. This is the rainfall. Wilmington, north 7 to 10 inches of rain through Sunday. A lot of rain. I will answer your question right now. And nope, the storm did not reach peak intensity yet for people in North Carolina. The worst of Hurricane Matthew is going to occur tomorrow and for North Carolina. The worst of it is tomorrow. So anyone in North Carolina, I want to tell you, my heart goes out to you. I want you to leave while you still can. Mainly the people that should evacuate North Carolina are people in Brunswick County and people along the Outer Banks area, right on the coast. Just move a little bit farther inland. You don't have to move that far inland in North Carolina. If you could just move maybe 60 miles or 100 miles, inland, that'd be great. You'll probably avoid most of the storm by then if you do that. But don't go into South Carolina, of course. Just stay in North Carolina. Just move a little more inland, maybe like Raleigh or Charlotte, or maybe closer to Virginia, but not right on the coast. You still have time, North Caroliners. Still have some time. We're going to be talking about the peak intensity of Ocean Isle Beach, as you mentioned. That will be occurring tomorrow. They're going to get some very strong tropical storm force winds in Brunswick County. Very strong tropical storm force winds, possibly getting up to Category 1 hurricane strength on the low end of that scale. So, and a lot of storm surge for people in North Carolina, up to 4 feet possible in some areas in North Carolina for storm surge. So places like Sunset Beach and all those little islands, they're going to be heavily flooded by rain and pretty damaged because of the wind. So, and here's another story I did not touch on. It is completely relevant. Facebook activates safety check for Hurricane Matthew. That was an article on October 6th. It was yesterday. I kind of forgot about this. What Facebook safety check is a Facebook thing. It's a thing they do. So, and this is the area where they have safety check. So they activate it for a reason, because people are under a bad hurricane, and safety check is a way to let them know that you're fine. So I'm going to read this to you. Hurricane Matthew has left a path of destruction across the Caribbean islands as it continues its course towards Bahamas and the United States. Facebook activates its safety check as the storm's heavy downpour and powerful winds are responsible for at least 20 deaths. Well, this was an article from October 6th. So this changed the death. It went up a lot, so unfortunately. But the devastating storm is the most powerful hurricane to threaten the East Coast in more than a decade. That's true. And expected to hit Florida. Yep, a lot of that happened already. But here's a quote. Quote, "Our hearts go out to the people affected by this tragic event," Facebook said in a statement. Quote, "We hope the people in the area find the tool a helpful way to let their friends and family know they are okay." Facebook safety check is the thing they do. Facebook. It's during major events like hurricanes. They do it sometimes it's like a way to let people know that you're okay. It's a feature that happens. And they activate it for a while during these bad things. Tragic events. So it's a good thing that Facebook does. It's a good thing. So thank you, Facebook, for doing that. Like always. If any of you have questions, speak now or forever hold your peace, or we will move right on along and finish up. So I can't just wait for all the people to show up, you know? It's good for you, but for the people that watch it done already, pre-record it, then it's kind of like 80 minutes or 90 minutes or 3 hours long, and they're like, what? So, when you watch live, it's kind of okay that it's long. Live, but like for the people that are going to go back and watch it, they're like, 3 hours, what? Right? I agree with them. They're like, what? It's kind of true, there's so much. So any questions right now, or I will completely end it. Very true, in about a minute. Temperature right now, 69 degrees. Today was a lot warmer. Reached a high of around 75 degrees today. It was a lot warmer today. A lot more what it should not be by now. But thankfully, the temperatures will go back down to a lot of 60s, so that's good for us. No questions. If you have any questions, well, the period of questions is over practically. So, I know people just joined, but sorry, the question period is pretty much closed. We gotta move on. All U.S. carriers will let you swap replacement Note 7s. We're talking about the phone, the exploding one. Sprint said that any customers with the safe Galaxy Note 7 can trade it for any other device at one of its stores. Verizon and AT&T said they would let customers who felt uncomfortable with the phone can exchange it, even with the replacement. They could exchange it again. The Galaxy Note 7 allegedly caught on fire aboard a Southwest Airlines flight this week. Samsung issued a replacement phone after recalling its original batch of Note 7s. Because of a battery flaw that could be led to overheating. The Federal Aviation Administration and the Consumer Product Safety Commission are looking into this incident. So they're letting you, some carriers, if you have a Note 7, they're letting you replace it again. Again. So, because Samsung's not having a good day lately for their phone. So hopefully things get better for them, because they lost a lot of money. But hopefully it gets better for Samsung. It's kind of sad to see their phones blowing up so much and everything. But also a hard washing machine blow up too or something. It exploded or something. One of their washing machines. That's sad too. I could go into any more news stories. I was thinking about going into one, but I thought maybe it was too silly for this type of for the live stream. I thought it was too, maybe, I'm not going to do it though, but I'm going to find a story. Let me see if I can find a story really quick. The question period is now closed. I'm sorry, but we can't just, I've got to keep it short too for the people that aren't watching live. So, Since we're gonna talk about technology today, okay? Is that okay with you? Is that okay with you all? Talk technology talk just a little bit. There's a new phone that came out. It's coming out soon this month. They had an event quite a few days ago. It was the Google. It's called the Pixel. It's a new phone made by Google. It's going to cost about the same as an iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. It allegedly has the best camera on the market. So apparently this phone has a better camera than the iPhone, than the Galaxy, than the HTC, than the Sony, than all those phones. So here's the phone, what it looks like. DxOMark is a website that rates cameras. They rate DSLRs, they rate real cameras and phones. And they rated this phone, and they gave it an 89 score. So they gave it an 89 score to Google Pixel, this new phone. And they gave the S7 Edge an 88, and the Note 7 basically has the same camera almost as that. They gave all these, this is what they give. A lot of phones you probably never heard of because the iPhone and the Galaxy are the most popular, but this is my phone. My phone got an 83, still have it. And they gave the 6S Plus an 84. They gave the iPhone 7 an 86. And the Google Pixel allegedly has a better camera than the newer phones, judging by that rating. This is Billy the Weather Guy. I will end the live stream now. No more question period was already closed. This is Billy the Weather Guy, keeping a live stream short for once. Once in a while I always have those long ones, but bye.